I'm booting it up.
I'm waiting for it to appear on the Twitch, but it won't appear on the Twitch. It's like not showing up. But it says
Oh, and
we're
let me get
live,
the
but it
Twitch.
says we're offline. Why does it say that? What the fuck? Why do you say we're offline? We should not be offline. There it is! Okay, now I see
Well, it
it.
is. It's normally delayed, but that was.
That was like that was
record.
too delayed. What the fuck? Man, it ruined the whole bit we were gonna do where I was gonna open up with Despicable Me music and you were gonna do a funny tagline and man, now it would just be weird.
Hey everyone, we're the Peepolorians, the only stream that has such a delay. We are legally count as a time capsule.
Oh, hold on a minute. My drive's really loud. Is that showing up on stream? I don't know if that's showing up on stream. It might not be showing up on Discord because of Chris, but I don't know if the people can hear it. My dryer's going. I don't know if people can hear it or not. I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
Can you check the recording real quick to make sure?
Turn me up just a smidge.
I
don't hear no dryer.
You don't hear no dryer? Okay, but do you not hear dryer because of Crisp, or are you actually listening to the stream audio?
No, I was listening to this. That's why I was delayed so much.
Okay, alright, I'm gonna turn you up on the Discord.
I rewatched this skit. I had a new question to like ask people, I don't know, to just like sort of break the ice, and it's like, what's your favorite like Key and Peele skit? Assuming that you have one.
Man, I know that I've watched a good chunk of Key and Peele skits, but I cannot recall any of them enough to really have a favorite one, and that is kind of disappointing.
Is that messing with you now?
Yeah, that's messing with me now. Like
the one that they gave me that I was like, oh yeah, that's memorable. Is the they were like I was talking to someone on Discord, and they're like, what's that one where like hold on, there's a dog barking. Hey, stop barking.
Stop the barking.
The one where the guy
barking?
steals the joke and then like becomes like honored by the president for how funny the joke is.
I do not remember that. What's that from?
It's the I wish I was high on pot news.
What the fuck does... Alright.
No, you don't remember that one?
I wish I was high on potness? What?
I wish I was high on pot news.
That sounds like the weed parody of like Katniss. Evergreen, it's like potness.
Evergreen?
Oh, potness always high? I don't know.
Potness okay, I get it.
Because pot. Were you really not getting that?
Like Ratness Never Clean.
Yeah, like Ratness Never Clean, except it's.
And then editor put in the like clip of
Splinter,
the like puppet Master Splinter, and he's like using a bow, and he's like oh, like his mouth opens when he fires, then looks kind of like a grin.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that shot combined with the caption "Ratness Never Clean."
Man, I remember there was a clip I watched, and it was just Splinter talking to Raphael, and he's like, "There are times when we must look deep within when we must dig deep down, look within ourselves, and ask why it is that you have zero drip and no bitches, Raphael."
There was this YouTuber. I keep forgetting his name, and I'm really. Hold on. I would look it up, but then I would stop streaming. But there's this YouTuber that like I don't even know how to describe his humor, but it's like it's very like next level to me because he'll do like a whole skit, and like he did this one where he's like, I wanted to be cool, so I went and got some drip, but I foolishly accidentally bought swag instead. And like, yeah, it's just moments like that. He's like, he had one where he's got one of those, you know what a plasma globe is? Like those little circular. They look like a mad science prop.
Is that the thing that, like, it's like a globe and it's full of, like, electricity and you touch the globe and, like, the electricity goes to your
and it, like,
finger?
touches your fingertips, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a skit with that, and he's like, Dear President, I have discovered, due to an item I purchased at the Spencer's gift store, that I can control lightning. My demands are thus, release another Austin Powers movie, or I'll be forced to become my alter ego, Dr. Shock. Like, there's something about his skits that they're just silly enough, but also, like, they flow together pretty well. And they have like effort into them, but they're also like they're like very, like something that you would actually be able to do, like make in your backyard or whatever.
Right.
It was great. Yeah. My alter ego, Dr. Shock.
Dr. Shock.
Dear Guinness Book of World Records, I demand to be entered as the first man to increase his height by 1 inch using only a Honda Civic.
How?
And he's like wearing these like knee brace things. And he's like adjusting them with like an Allen wrench.
What?
Yeah, it's that. There are very few, like, every time they're basically, the skits like that are like the only reason why I think YouTube Shorts like have a purpose. Everything else I've seen on YouTube Shorts is stuff that could have just been like a full video.
Yeah.
I feel like, what if it's the other way around, where it's not the internet that's like messing up people's attention span? It's just that like it's getting into that market of people that don't have a lot of attention in the first place, and that like you could change the whole what's the word? You could change the whole market if you just like had better like healthcare, so like people would go or talk to their doctors and be like, hey, I can't focus. And,
I do wonder if like the general population attention span has like changed due to how like we stream media now, because I know that as a kid I was watching the same stuff on repeat so much because I didn't really have access to internet, so I got all this like Naruto lore and shit that just kind of lives in my head forever. But then I got like way into Star Wars and watched all the stuff, and then I started watching the newest episodes of Bad Batch that are coming out now, and I found myself realizing that like for as into Star Wars as I got, I like went through so much of it that like I cannot recall a lot of it, and it's so weird because I look at shows like
you don't give anything time to simmer. Like, I think that's part of why, like, I mentioned this about, like, Steven Universe, where if for one reason or another, if that show had come out, like Netflix style, like, one season at a time, or came out all at once or something, I don't think it would have the same level of fandom it does, because, like, people had time to actually, like, mull over the plot and, like, make their fan arts and, like, get the friends into it without feeling that far behind. And so like I think that sometimes you like you binge watch something, but like I don't think shows should necessarily be made that way. Well, I guess it depends on the show.
Yeah.
I think cartoons a lot of the time should have like more breathing room.
Well, is it that like didn't BoJack do the Netflix style and still has like a big cultural staying power?
True. I suppose then, like, I suppose there is an argument against that then, that like you can release everything at the same time, but like you just make your episodes very like dense.
Yeah. I got a kitty in front of my screen.
But then again,
Hey, kitty.
like, you gotta set up like a little like fence or something on the side of your computer.
I don't want to discourage them from hanging out on my desk. I like having them with me.
And then just like put something next to your desk where they can hang out, not in front of the screen.
Yeah. Hi, buddy. What's up? I'm trying to stream. Yes, it's very good to see you. I love you very much. Yes,
I'm cleaning the giant computer.
Yo, I cannot stop playing Persona 5 Royal. You and me are on total opposite ends of the Persona 5 Royal like spectrum right now.
Yeah,
You've gotten
just kind of stopped because I was like,
you've burned yourself out on it, and I cannot stop playing it. What's that?
Blue Jack over here, like, I cannot stop playing it, and I'm like with forward progress, or are you like doing some kind of like 100%
Patrick.
strat where you
Hold
keep
on,
going
Patrick.
back?
Whoa, the wall of superhero gadgetry. Look, SpongeBob, the bubble wand of doom, the tartar gun. There's even the paddle ball of fury. There's gonna be another. There's always one more text at least. There's always at least 3. Imagine having the skill set to use that. Is there gonna be another? There could be another. Nope, that's it. But yeah, Taylor's gotten totally burned out on Persona 5 Royal, and I can't stop playing Persona 5 Royal. And yes, to answer your question with forward progress, because you took so long to get back to playing it that I wasn't gonna wait, dude.
It feels weird. It feels weird that you have been playing it, and that like that's too much game. That's like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm getting worried.
Yeah, but like I also marathoned the entirety of MGS. I mean the entirety of the whole MGS franchise. I don't mean spin-off games. I mean like all the main stuff, including Peace Walker. And I marathoned all that in like not in like a day, you know, but like in like together, non-stop, with nothing else in between.
I was gonna just editor put in that thing where Michael is explaining how long it took him to read Gigi's manuscript.
Michael from.
And it's like I've read all of human literature in about a weekend, and this took me like a week to finish.
Michael from what though?
The Good Place.
Oh, right.
Show.
Yeah, well, I did. You always.
I know that you have seen.
Look, man, Taylor. All I heard was Michael, and I don't think Good Place when I hear Michael. I think GTA 5. Good Place was an amazing show, but GTA 5 has more staying power with me. There are a lot of Michaels. But yeah, no, I cannot stop playing Persona 5 Royal. It's so good. I just saw the Akechi stuff, and that was, well, some of the Akechi stuff. Those who know. There's Akechi stuff. I'm not gonna talk about it, but it's not a spoiler to say that Akechi's in your crew at one point. He's on the cover, like he's on the case. He's a main face in the group, wait, like you know he's there.
Wait, that reminds me. I think you were there. We were at a coffee shop, and I was talking about The Last Airbender, and they're like, "Oh, spoilers!" But it was like, it was one of those things that's like an anti-spoiler because it's something that's like it's not a twist. It's something that's like set up from the start.
Right.
Because like some things are twists where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that explains everything or whatever, and like the journey of getting there is like important. But like if you said, you know, there are 4 nations and they used to live together in harmony, like that was not a spoiler. That's like, you know, the intro.
Yeah, that's just lore.
And that happened when I was talking about Last Airbender, and I think I need like a stool instead of this ladder. I don't know if we have a stool though.
Your stool.
Oh, we do. Where I was talking about how there, what is it? The juxtaposition of how like one of the more like moving moments of any episode is like the tale of Iroh, when like it's the series of episodes were like very tight single character like stories,
From the
and all of them
vine.
had their own business. And Iroh just like spent his day like gathering a bunch of ingredients and then having a picnic
Leaves
near like a
from
gravestone.
the vine.
Yes,
Falling
yes.
so
But if you sing it,
slow.
it'll be very flat. So stop.
I never claimed that I was a good
But-
singer.
But I was talking to Lujak at like at a coffee shop, and I was like, yeah, oh right, I was talking about how like the live action show. I've only heard about it like second hand, because like
All I know
don't-
about
I don't really see a
Avatar
point.
live action is that they took all the character flaws away and therefore took away any like ability for character development, and have therefore made the characters less interesting and given me no reason to really care about them. And these are all things that I, like Taylor, have only heard for secondhand. But like,
Yeah.
look, seeing a clip of Boomy, I saw one clip of Boomy where he was like angry and bitter that Aang was gone, and like Boomy wasn't fucking with Aang because he was mad. He was pranking him, dude. Boomy's too much of an autistic king to fucking hold a grudge, especially if you see that your friend still looks like a 12-year-old. Your first thought isn't gonna be, oh, he abandoned us for 100 years. Your first thought is gonna be, oh my god, my friend, why are you still 12? Oh my god, I'm so happy to see you,
it's
but
not-
why are you 12?
Yeah, you'd think that would be the biggest surprise. At what point do you think Boomy knew that?
Yeah, Boomy's not
Well, see,
in-
that's a bit of a spoiler technically, but in the sense that like that actually was a reveal. But you know, you'll get to that.
Yeah, but like Avatar's old enough that you should already know about Boomy by now. If you don't, that's like not knowing Darth Vader's Luke's
Maybe his
dad
name-
at this point. You should just know that by now. Like, that's
But,
not
like,
on me,
I
dude.
know,
That's on you for being
what was
overly
I-
sheltered.
Where was I going with that? No, the character growth, and then I was talking about like, yeah, like what is the Netflix version of Iroh? Is it like, instead of having like a tragic moment where like I was sieging Ba Sing Se and my son died, and I was like, well, what's the point of this? Because like I no longer have like my family, and he like just broke it off and then like left at some point. Like that was the turning point in his career. Instead of that is the Netflix version like, oh, I got to Ba Sing Se and I was like, nope, that wall's too big, I'm gonna quit.
he just
Like
stopped.
there's no tragedy. Liu Ten is just still around, and I said that.
He
and
never
then this
killed.
guy-
He
this
never
guy-
hunted down the dragons down to the last two before deciding this is wrong and we're gonna leave you. He just did not hunt any dragons, and they're just fully thriving. And like, there's a bunch of them now, and there shouldn't be. And how do
I would
people
be
not
okay
know
with
that
there
they're around?
being a
Because they're in hiding. How? Who cares? Fuck
I'd be
Netflix.
okay with there being more dragons, but that's because dragons are rad, and it's like a Jedi thing where it's like, how dare you give me something this cool and not have any of them left.
Well, no, I could be okay with dragons if they came back in, like, the Legend of Korra timeline, but not when they're supposed to have been hunted down to the last two before Iroh realized how wrong that was. Unless you also did the Jedi thing and decided that they're... No, let me finish! Unless you also did the Jedi thing and decided to have that be that there were a bunch of dragon survivors that have just been, like, in hiding.
Doing?
And
Like
a bunch
spraying
of
stuff that's clean.
scattered across. Well, what do you mean? No, it's not.
Hit tab. You're spraying stuff that's clean.
Wait, no, I wasn't. But
You're like 10 seconds behind
Bro,
me. You're
I was
spraying
trying to
clean
do,
glass as
bro,
I clean the area.
bro, literally trying to like not let me do my bit thing and then interrupt me as I'm still trying to do the bit thing.
But I
Anyway,
mentioned
Jedi, do the
Lieutenant
Jedi
and
thing
some
where
guy
they
behind
also
it.
turns out that there's a bunch of them who are still alive and are just hiding across different parts of the world. That's the joke I was trying to make.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Jedi are everywhere.
Yeah.
Jedi are simultaneously everywhere, but you can never get one on short notice.
Well, not
No,
because they always either
agree with
in
you,
hiding
but,
or have
Jack,
way
I
bigger
wanted-
shit going on.
I was going.
What?
But I
Bro!
say all that. I mentioned the thing about Lieutenant at the cafe, completely uninterrupted, and there's like a guy sitting behind us, and he was like, "Oh, spoilers," and I was like, "This, it's not a spoiler. It's part of his backstory."
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like that's the thing. That's not a because that's not a twist. It's like if Lieutenant was like secretly alive or something, like that would be a twist. Or like if he had faked his death, that would be a twist. But if a character is introduced as like, oh, my son died during the war or whatever, like that's not a spoiler. That is a like a good character moment, and that's something that like a lot of the like the meaning of the episode isn't lost if you know that, because you know that like 2 seconds in.
Right.
In fact, I would say it would increase your enjoyment of the series, because suddenly Iroh makes a lot more sense. Because think about it, he like loses his closest family in a war, and like no wonder he changes so drastically. Like he realizes that like the sort of the machine that he like was part of, that he supported, like would take everything from him, including his family.
Iroh burning one of his nation's flags at like the end of the series when they were all like doing the war was one of the most breathtaking scenes. Not breathtaking, what's the word? The most breathtaking would probably be, I don't know, there's a lot of breathtaking scenes. Zuko reuniting with Iroh and Iroh being glad that he was alive. Sokka finding his place as a swordsman, training with fucking Piandao. A lot of great things to take away from Avatar, but I wouldn't describe it as breathtaking. I would describe it as solemn, maybe. Solemn is the. God damn it! I've totally fucked up my train of thought. What were we talking about? We were talking about Iroh, Cousin Luten. Oh, burning flag! One of the most solemn moments. Poignant moments. I think poignant might be the word I'm looking for. But
poignant. That's a good word.
Yes. When he like burns the fire flag, he like gets this look in his eye and just kind of reflects on how corrupted their nation has become and how it needs to be rebuilt, and just burns one of his flags and is like, it's just a great scene. It's just a great scene. Like I reject what this country has become. We will make it better.
I think there's like. The thing that messes with me is that although there's like a lot that you could do within the Avatar universe, and as easy as it would be to be like, oh, let's add some prequel stuff, that like what I would like to see is like the sort of I don't know what it would be called, like the Reconstruction era, whatever, where like they basically have to like rebuild what the Fire Nation stands for.
Yeah.
Because they have to sort of uproot the whole government. But like, as much as I would like to see that, you would need like, I feel like you basically need a different, what's the word? You would need a really good like writing team to pull it off, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or like I'm talking like potentially a completely different one than than what did Avatar: Last Airbender, because that wasn't. It was a lot of personal stories, and you had like political movers and shakers, but it was primarily about the little guys along the way.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's the dirty bubble. I mean, let's be real.
Where?
I feel like.
Yo.
I feel like it would be great to have an animated Avatar Kyoshi series, but I think mainly what I want is just some grown-up Team Avatar, you know, like OG Team Avatar as grown-ups. One thing that I feel like we don't really get enough of from shows like Avatar is just them as grown-ups. SpongeBob, so there he is, the sauce of all evil.
He's terrified because we're washing the place. It's his only weakness.
The dirty bubble trapped in the brine of justice. I wish these text messages came in quicker.
Yeah,
like, I feel like there's...
they normally
you
have a
thought you
delay
were
for them.
salty, but not salty enough, my filthy friend. Yeah, they're too delayed.
How about you get the glass, I'll get the bottom part.
Alright, fine. But what was I saying? As grown-ups, one thing that I've noticed that I have the same problem with Team Avatar that I have with Persona 5 at the moment, and kind of every Persona game, like, in general right now, is that you don't get to see them as grown-ups. Like, I want there to just be a grown-up Team Avatar doing grown-up Team Avatar stuff while trying to build a new nation. And I want there to be a grown-up Phantom Thieves where they're traveling around the world Uncharted style, just changing the palaces of people across the world. You know, I want both of these teams to grow up and do cool shit around the world.
Do you think they would do like the Steven Universe Future thing, where it's like we're adults and we're dealing with new issues, and I just realized I have a lot of unresolved emotional damage from being in a war as a child.
Joker talking to Sojiro after having come back to visit for a while, like, yo, I think I got some trauma from all that, like, Phantom Thief shit.
At least in the Avatar worlds, like they don't have to have like that 2 a.m. freak out about mortality, because they'll be like, oh right, Spirit World, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Spirit World's cool. I'm happy that exists.
Normally that's like one of the like thresholds of adulthood or whatever. One of them is like having like more of a universal empathy for like other humans or whatever, and one of them is being like, yo, death is a thing, you could die and then you don't undie, and that's weird. But like at least in the Avatar world you'd be like, oh yeah, but there's so many. I ran into just dead people yesterday.
Yeah, I talk to dead
out there.
I talk to dead people all the time. I see dead people.
On the daily.
Like every day. I'm the Avatar, of course I do. I talk to them. No, that's...
I can't. There's one little bit, like, for a long time, I was kind of medium about Legend of Korra, where I was like, this is a lot of cool stuff, but something isn't quite right about it, and I don't know what, like, and then like I saw this like multi-part like entire series that was about like basically like sort of comparing Avatar: Last Airbender with Legend of Korra, and like what sort of rules are set up, what are the themes, and there were a lot of interesting like little points along the way. But one little bit that I think like worked really well was the concept that like at some point some characters get lost in the spirit realm, and they're like directed back to the human realm by the spirit of Iroh, and I'm like, oh yeah, because he was pretty old. He's probably like a spirit at this point. And
right.
It's just like, yo, this guy is a psychopomp. He's just going around helping spirits find their way.
Because what else would Iroh be doing as a spirit?
I feel like
all
Iroh's
he does is
character
guide
gets
people.
better.
All he does is guide people, and he continues doing that as a spirit. That's just his whole existence, is guiding people.
I think the reason why Iroh's character like ages like a fine wine is that as a kid you're like, oh, he's cool, but like as you like mature and you learn more about like interpersonal relationships and like how people change over time, and how like both the rules of like character development as well as like how people can have their own sort of what's the word, like redemption arcs or whatever. Like Iroh really gets better as a character because, in my opinion, a lot of the, in my opinion, like some of the best like characters who act as a sort of like moral compass to other ones are ones that like that had at least like a handful of like real mess ups in their time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's to quote Aunt May in the Spider-Man PS4. It was like, I know how to avoid mistakes. Paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact quote. But it was like, I know how to avoid mistakes because I've already made all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
a
like,
great.
I feel like that as I'm starting to, as I'm almost like 30 now, that really speaks to me because it's like, I feel like a lot of my character development has come from like being aware of how I've messed up in the past and like, what's the word? I don't know. It's something that you can build on.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. And
I
Iroh's
think we. Oh no, it's we still have a
and
few spots.
Iroh's just like whole relationship like Iroh and Zuko's relationship in Avatar is probably one of the best parts of the show. Um, that little bit of time where Zuko wanted to like sort of go his own way and Iroh just sort of continued to keep tabs on him, just following him, and he meets Toph, who is blind, and at this point doesn't know about Iroh or Zuko, I think, even. Like, she might know...
Oh yeah.
Like, she might know a little about Zuko based on conversations that may have happened within the group, but she's never met him at this point, and she sure as shit doesn't know Iroh exists. So, they meet up under a tree, and they get to talking about life, and he mentions that he's, dealing with a loved one who's sort of figuring his shit out, and how he kind of has to, like, watch him from afar to make sure he's not fucking himself over, and is, like... I can't remember what the whole conversation was, but it was basically came down to, like, why... like having to love someone who is like... Yeah, how is this not clean? Loving someone who is so difficult to love, but, like, wanting to stick with them enough to get them through their rough patch and see them be better, it's like... It was one of the main talking points in their conversation, and it was, it just made it really great when later, Iroh came to help them out of a jam, and everyone freaked out when he walked through the door. And Toph was just like, oh, I met him in the woods, I knocked him down and he offered me tea. We became friends. They're like, when did this happen? When the fuck did this happen?
I kind of forgot that. I'm glad you reminded me.
It's very good.
What's the word? I remember seeing this thing that was just like Avatar characters reacting to fan fictions about them, and one that I didn't even think of was, I think it was Zuko, and he's like, who's this Jet guy they keep mentioning?
Yeah.
And it's because like they met, but as far as I remember, they never exchanged names. And they didn't, or was it? They never exchanged names, and Zuko was under an alias at the time.
Oh yeah, that's
so, like,
right. Man,
Yeah.
there is an alternate world in the Avatar universe where Zuko and Jet became like best buds and just did a bunch of cool shit together, and I want that show, man. I want just Zuko and Jet being bros. You know?
How is... Wait, that's... Okay, yeah, the bottom metal part here isn't clean. Okay, hold on. Come on, please.
I do like that he was going by the alias Lee, so it was Jet and Lee, like Jet Li.
I didn't think about that. Is that what their ship name would be?
Probably.
That makes sense.
I didn't even notice that until a podcast pointed it out to me.
Just Zuko, like, people keep asking my ship name. I'd never memorized what the ship was called. I just, you know, they would be like, here's your ship, and then we got on the ship, and it was me and Iroh.
And it was, yeah, didn't really matter what the ship was called.
I'd have to ask the helmsman what the ship is called. They mean relationships. What? It's compelling. It's a very... Avatar the Last Airbender is compelling. It's a very compelling show. And it messes with me. It's such big shoes to fill that, like, it hurts my soul every time something like is close but not quite, or was like trying to reach that point but couldn't.
Honestly, I would say if that I know people say that there's no point in like adapting a story if you're just going to make everything exactly the same. And to that, I give you the
Unless
counterpoint
you're
of
making it
Avatar:
like
The
a, I
Last
don't know,
Airbender.
audiobook or
Maybe, but my counterpoint to that is Avatar: The Last Airbender, because here's the thing: Avatar: The
what
Last
would you make it
Airbender
into?
is already as good as you can get. Like, you could maybe tweak a few things here and there to make it more sense. Maybe have Aang get or have Katara hook up with Zuko if you don't like her getting with Aang. Fine, that's whatever. I don't care. But if there were ever a story to just one-to-one copy and paste and not worry about how it's just the same story, it would be Avatar. Because yeah, maybe if you just adapt all everything
The
that
Blue
happened the way it
Jack.
did in the cartoon for the live action show, it would be the same story. My argument to that is a bunch of live action watchers out there who don't take cartoons seriously and won't watch the series will get that story, know that it's great, and will fucking understand that cartoons have a valid place in the entertainment media and will quit looking at them as kiddie shit that grown-ups shouldn't be watching. If there were
Well, that's
ever
the
a
thing,
thing
Blue
to
Jack, is that
copy
you
and paste
can't.
one to
Blue
one, it would
Jack,
be
Blue Jack,
Avatar.
Blue Jack,
What?
Blue Jack. The thing is, though, you can't do that by just converting things to live action, because that just like confirms the notion that something isn't like valuable until it's live action.
People already think it's not valuable until it's live action. If they fucking see how good it is in live action, then
Yeah,
they'll
but
know
Blue
that the
Jack,
cartoon is good. And
part of the
then,
well, that's the funny thing though, is that like, has there yet to be something that was like not just live action and good, which I think seems to be kind of rare when it comes to like adaptations, but like, has there been a live action that's somehow better than the animated version?
I can't think of one that has been. And I think someone on YouTube finally put into words as to why remakes tend to not be as good, hardly ever. And it basically comes down to it being just a sort of situation where a new comedian is just running the bits of an old comedian from 20 years ago, but like they're doing it instead. It's like watching someone do someone else's jokes. Like, you already saw this happen and it was better when the original did it. Now someone else is trying to do it and you're like, we already had this and it was better.
Yeah, and then like,
You
well,
know?
that's the funny thing, is that like, if you've seen it before, then it has to be really good to impress you. But if you haven't seen it before, then like, if it's not that good of a translation, it's not like you shouldn't need the outside context of like the original animated series to know like what you're missing. Like, everything that's relevant should be in there.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is kind of neat seeing. Wow.
Neat seeing what?
It has been neat seeing like things like adapted to like Netflix and such, but like what's the word? But like I feel like it's kind of become a meme at this point, a meme that like Netflix doesn't seem to be in on
Yeah.
because they just keep doing it.
I don't know, man. All I know
It
is I'm
does
kind of.
feel.
All I know is I'm just kind of tired of people trying to live action cartoons that are already good at this point. Like, I kind of
What
just
if
want
we
them to
took-
stop.
So like, didn't I think we had a similar conversation about remakes, but the concept is that like remakes should be made for like either something that's very good that just needs like an update, kind of like when they remaster like a Resident Evil game. It's like, oh, this had like good fundamentals to it, but it's just that like at this point the graphics are really outdated, that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, remastering a game
it should be
to
either
run on
product-
like modern systems with better graphics is like totally a viable thing that you should do, because newer generations should get to experience those games because they're worth preserving.
Yeah, I was thinking, but it's both ends of the spectrum. We should remaster stuff that was very good but is now like showing its age, or And or we should also remaster things that like had a really like good premise but like fell apart due to one reason or another and should just like be given a better chance.
Right.
Like it'd be really I couldn't think of an example off the top of my head, but like or even if it's something that was already popular but like has like has a fan appeal but like everyone's like, oh, you know what they should have done better, like it'd be really funny if they did like if they used modern animation and redid like I don't know like Naruto, but they like they did like the One Punch Man thing where the fight scenes are like way more like have like a lot more like energy to them, and then they like cut out all the filler that they had to add like because the manga was coming out. Like now the manga's out, so you don't have to do that.
You also don't have to do the Armadico skit anymore, because that was not okay to do and should not have been made.
No idea. But
if you know, you know.
Yeah, you would update a lot of stuff. Yeah, you would update a bunch of. You could update a lot of the gags and the jokes and stuff. You could update a lot of the dialogue and stuff, but like keep sort of the spirit of the thing, and that would be neat.
Yeah,
especially because like I don't know. There's whenever I hear the like in a podcast where there's at least one person who's like seeing it for the first time and they're like, oh, here's my like ongoing theory about like this character or whatever, like it really brings me joy. And like there are like little gold nuggets in these shows where it's like, oh, everyone really likes this character and the other character and how these characters work together, and their main issue is with the series is like, oh, this, that, the other thing, also the pacing is weird, and it's like, well, we can fix the pacing now.
Yeah, no, I would love to see like a remake like just Naruto redone. Like exactly what you're talking about is what I want. I want Naruto without the Naruto Re-Ninja Reloaded Golden Royal Reloaded Fast Portable
Golden Fleece Edition. Oh, and they would take a bunch of the fan ideas that made things a lot more interesting and stuff. Like call it they should have named it the Haku Memorial Bridge.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Or the Kakashi Bridge.
Just like, oh, this Kakashi didn't die defending that bridge.
No, but Kakashi saved the fucking bridge.
True, but then everything would be named after Kakashi.
I mean, okay, yeah, but it would make sense for that town because that town was going for the whole we're naming it after the guy who had the biggest impact on the village. But like that wasn't Naruto. Naruto's a dumb 12-year-old kid who almost got killed. Kakashi fought the big bad. Kakashi took on Zabuza. Kakashi is the one that saved your fucking village. Like if you're going for the angle of naming it after the savior of your town or whatever, Kakashi is your savior, not Naruto. Naruto is a 12-year-old boy who pissed and shat and almost died. Like,
actually, they named it after the Naruto River that it crosses. Naruto is named after the river.
Oh, that's the twist.
Is Uzumaki like? Here's the thing: is Uzumaki like his like family name? And if it is, then like.
I mean, I can tell you about that stuff, but it would be very spoiler heavy.
Because I thought that, as in, isn't the term like this is like an episode 1 thing? Is like wasn't the fan theory that Uzumaki isn't like a surname? It's just he has spirals, or he's got very what's the word? He's got a spiral motif.
No, that's actually very wrong. Uzumaki is a surname. It's just not a Leaf Village surname.
You wouldn't know my dad. I'm not an orphan. It's just no one knows my dad because he goes to a different school.
No. His dad's Namikaze. His dad's not Uzumaki. His dad was a Leaf Village born and raised. His mom came from another village. She was the Uzumaki. Her whole clan basically got somehow displaced from their whole village. Yeah, the whole Uzumaki clan got somehow displaced from the Whirlpool village that they were originally from. I don't remember how, but Reen from Sasuke's little group is also
a family named Uzumaki, and they're from a Whirlpool village.
Yeah, and I believe no, wait. I think it's the Hidden Eddy village. I believe it's the Land of Whirlpools. Land of Whirlpools, village hidden in the eddies, which is a terrible name.
It's a hidden eddy, Double D.
Or is it the Land of Eddies in the village hidden in the Whirlpool? I can never remember. It's one way or the other. It's
hidden in the Uzumakis.
It's hidden in its land. But no, her whole family.
We're the geek village hidden. We're the village of what is it? IT ninjas. We live in the village hidden in the metadata.
Yeah, metadata. We're the village hidden in the Tron Legacy. We're hidden in the reboot, hidden in the I don't know, cyber.
I mean, this
chase.
is Lujack.
Yeah.
This is kind of like, this is not exactly like a hot take or anything, but like part of I honestly, like, it isn't just like, oh, these are classic characters and people like them, but like I feel like we finally evolved enough as a society that the world could handle a story that's just, what if we made Naruto, but the themes are unironically that like half the characters have some kind of like syndrome, like that they all have something going on, and Naruto feels like an outsider because he's like the most obvious
because
ninja,
Naruto is very clearly ADHD and autistic in a world that doesn't understand what that means and hasn't figured out how to properly accommodate it yet.
And Naruto came out too early for that to be like a theme that like people necessarily get.
And you could fit Lee and Guy right into that too, and they could be best buds with them.
Exactly. It would just be Naruto, but the themes are actually on purpose.
Yeah, that would make so much sense. You know, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. The biggest.
What if they reanimated One Piece? They haven't stopped making One Piece. What are you talking?
I think they are doing that though, even though it hasn't actually ended. I think they're already doing like a new One Piece show, even though it hasn't actually ended yet. And that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like they're remastering it, because I'd be down for that.
A remaster would be cool, but no. What was I gonna say? I'm gonna be real with you. The biggest thing that connected me to Naruto as a child was just not knowing, but like understanding the emotion, and also being like a neurodivergent kid who needed more help.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, a lot of main characters are orphans, but I feel like Naruto is the character that gets like, that is, because he's in a society, he's like, as opposed to a character who's an orphan who's like a hermit or something. He's in a society that's like weirdly like unsupportive of orphans, and so like that like theme is pretty heavy, or not heavy. What's the word? Like, it's just plus it would be really funny to take all the stuff that was like subtext or even on accident and just make it on purpose, where it's like, yes, Naruto is a like, maybe I'm guessing that he has a dad who was just like disappeared, because that's what ninjas do. But like,
wait, do you not know who his dad is?
I know that he has a dad, and that his dad isn't necessarily deceased at the start of the show, and that everyone from episode 1 was like, well, it's the only other guy in the entire world who has blonde hair, right? Like, it's probably that guy.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's spoiler for this incredibly old show. And I say that because
it's not a spoiler if it's like, oh, hey,
look,
it's the George R.R. Martin character design, where it's like, hey, I bet this character is related because they all have the same
dude,
hair
I was trying to say that. No. Damn it, now I can't remember. Bro, you gotta stop interrupting me when I'm in the middle of stuff, because I'm not gonna be able to remember. Oh yeah, okay. No, you were telling the story, but
no, like if they remastered Naruto, like, I feel like you actually could do that and provide like something new, because you could take a lot of the original story and stuff, but the themes would be way stronger, because it's like, oh, here's Naruto, and he's got like ADHD and stuff, and he's got all of this potential, and he's just going around, and even like everyone treats him like an orphan, even though a handful of characters
hang on, hold on,
know
no,
that he has a dad.
no,
Yeah,
before
you
I
were
forget
gonna say
again, I
something about
remembered
his
what it
dad.
was going to be. That spoiler alert, and the only reason that I have any kind of like, the only reason that I really care about the possibility of spoiling Naruto's parent lineage is because I've listened to a couple of Naruto podcasts recently enough that I know there are people out there who are probably still like going through this for the first time for a job, and I don't want to ruin it for them if they come across this channel. Like, those people
Alright.
exist and are out there, and I don't want someone who's doing a podcast to come up on our stream and be like, well, I didn't need to know that his dad was the fourth Hokage. It was super obvious, but I was gonna have that as a running gag until it like got confirmed, and now I can't do that.
It's one of those things that it's one of those things that's not a spoiler if you say like maybe, because it's obvious, but it would also be a fun twist to see how it wasn't the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If by chance it wasn't, but I mean, we all knew it was.
No, but it's like, oh, he's got all these like issues, and there's like that. I remember as a kid, I really related to like that first episode of one of the early episodes of Naruto where he's pointing out like everyone acts like I'm super weird, but like everyone in my school is super weird, and then we have this tournament and there's people from other towns that are also super weird. How am I the weird one? And I'm like, yes, that is what it is to have autism.
Yeah.
Where it's like, why are you guys so weird?
The autistic experience.
Oh, we're 98%. What are we missing here? Oh, part of this big computer. Whoop. Yeah, I feel like the themes would be pretty nice. Would go hard.
Man,
And yeah.
it's funny. The more that I've learned about like autism and ADHD and like OCD as a grown-up, has really made me shift opinions on some of our old TAs like multiple times. One specifically, because there was one specific teacher that you would remember if I described her to you. She was really annoying and bossy and like was just rude, and she made fun of us every time we played with our hair, and she was just not professional, kind of shitty.
I recall my dad being he didn't say this to her, but I remember him. Oh, you're up there. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna use the ladder. Oh, I should use the stool. I remember him being like, you know, if she hates being around like people with people with autism or whatever so much, why did she get a different job that's more her speed? You know, like a prison warden.
Yeah, she fucking should have. She's one of those people that like she is someone that when I got into high school, I had developed enough to like consider the possibility that maybe I didn't really get her vibe in middle school and that maybe there was more to her. And then after high school, I matured enough to realize, no, my vibes were correct about her. She wasn't actually okay and respectable at the end of the day, like I thought maybe she would turn out to be in high school. No, she's just a super judgy bitch who has no business being around autistic kids. She shouldn't be here. Why is she working here? Fire her.
It's like, why would you get that? Why would you even apply for that job? It's not like what's the word? It's not like it's our Statska where like the state gives you a job as a teacher's assistant or whatever. Like, you applied for that job. Why would you apply for the job?
Yeah, you got enough of an education to qualify you to work in the education district, and you chose to work with autistic kids. It's not our fault you don't have the patience and maturity to not act like a stupid bitch every time one of us fidgets with our hair or has our head down in class. That's a you problem.
Jack doesn't really use that word lightly, so you can tell he's upset.
I don't know. I hate this woman, and I hope bad things happen to her. Like, she deserves bad things. She's not good.
Yeah.
I genuinely hate her. Like,
on the other end of the spectrum, I've also, in my time in high school, I met a lot of folks who are like very like understanding and empathetic And
Yeah.
one of our teacher guys went from a Mister to a doctor because he got his doctorate he like actually wrote a
Oh
thesis.
yeah, we got to see him
We won't
recently.
say his name because so we don't accidentally dox ourselves. But
Yeah, or him
but it
for
is
whatever
very
reason.
for reasons of security, his name is changed daily.
But yeah, it's cool knowing
But,
that like
it was very cool.
It's cool knowing that one of our main special ed people went on to just become this big doctor guy who's just doing good and being
like,
cool.
Well, it also like inspired me on like a personal level because he's like he's like, I don't know, probably as old as my dad at least. But he like wrote his thesis, and that inspired me because I want to write a thesis at some point in my life, and it was really neat that like he was applying what he had learned.
Yeah, he's cool. I'm glad he's doing well. If anyone in that place deserves to be doing
But
well,
yeah,
he's definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, this tube thing at the top isn't quite clean. I got the lip around there. Ceiling chute. It's the ceiling chute. The orb. LeJack.
Yeah.
LeJack.
Yeah.
Tell me why this is an orb of confusion.
Wait, which orb? Which are you looking at? Are you at the dirty bubble orb, or are you at this orb? I thought you were at the
No,
dirty
I'm at
bubble
the-
thing.
No, I'm looking at the orb of confusion.
Why, this is the orb of
This is the
confusion.
cave. This is the gear we're given. And this is the cave we live in.
And these are the villains we fight in. And these are the costumes we wear in.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say to make it a bikini bottom worth living in.
To make it a cave worth superheroing in.
Oh, this weird, what is this thing? Wall alarm. Yeah, this thing is.
Are you a lover? What do you do? Oh, Jesus!
I
Hi.
don't know why I don't know why I'm lingering on it so much. Very cool.
That's
I
neat.
don't know why I'm lingering on it so much, but I feel like Naruto is the closest. When it comes to like cartoons, like Naruto was like a really early example of like this is a character that I feel like that this is a character that like I understand on like a very base what's the word, like a fundamental level, but only because I'm also like a little weirdo.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like get the rest of like I feel like all the quotes on like autism like would be something that Naruto would also say, where it's just like I feel like I missed a class on like I feel like there was like a day 0 of class where they tell you how to talk to people and like everyone else went.
Yeah. There's like these social cues and like untold rules that you have to just know. Why are we not? Why?
There's like subtext.
What the fuck is subtext? Can you just talk? Can you just say what you have to say? Don't make me guess what you have to say.
That would be in our hold on, can you take this ladder?
Hold on, I'm trying to turn on.
Closer
I'm trying to
down
turn on this orb. Can you turn on orb? Okay, there. Now where's the ladder?
How rad would it be? I want it to be. This is why I need the like a remastered Naruto so much now. Can you? Yeah, if you take this, if you move the ladder somewhere else, then I can scoot down here. I would love it so much because it would be like you'd have moments where like Naruto's talking to someone like Rock Lee, and he's like getting the same vibe, and he's like, oh, so I'll just like when I'm talking to you, I just like say what I'm trying to talk about, and then you say what you're trying to talk about, and it just makes sense. And like they both like stop masking.
Yeah.
It's just Kakashi and Light Guy are like they seem to really be getting along.
Yeah. Okay, what the... Is my fucking F key malfunctioning? It won't let me put the ladder down. Okay. Is it because I had the caps lock on? Hold on, is it because I had the caps lock on? Hold on. Taylor, put the ladder down for a minute. I need to test something.
No, no, I tried using it with the caps lock on. It has to be like yellow. You have to be like looking.
Yeah, no, it
fairly
was yellow.
directly
The
at
problem
one of
isn't that it wasn't letting me put it down. It was that every time I put it down, it picked it back up without me telling it to and wouldn't let me leave it down.
Well, you were next to the orb of confusion, and you did have it set to on.
Oh, is that why? Is that why?
I don't think
Hold
that's
on.
a mechanic, but that would be really funny.
Wait, hold on. Is that
That'd
what
be
happens?
really funny. If it like glitched
No,
out
it
when
wasn't the orb. It
orb
wasn't the orb either. If it wasn't the orb, then what the fuck was it? Did my F key just spaz out for some reason? Am I allowed to say spaz? I think that's one of those words that might be offensive, but I don't know if it's offensive in the context of a keyboard.
I've heard it's more offensive in the UK, I think. But I avoid it unless you're talking about the shotgun.
Yeah, it's
you
weird.
Turn the orb back on.
So. Yeah, no, it's a word that I've never used for people, but for some reason I felt like applying it to this situation for some reason.
It's a little wonky. It's a little zonked.
Yeah, but it felt wrong when I said it. I was like, wait a minute, that feels like a word I shouldn't use.
Where? I can't find... I'm looking for, like, this, like... Was it Cosmic Ray? Is it up here? Hold on. Oh, there it is.
This is the orb of confusion. Hold on.
It's so funny that, like, to imagine someone... What?
Is there, like, a Wumbo belt in the cave? Have we seen the Wumbo belt?
I'm looking at the gear. Oh, yeah, the Mermaid Man belt's up here. Utility belt. I think it's clean, though. It's set to M for Mermaid Man. It should be set to W for Mermaid.
It should be set to W for, hold on, what's he called? Wumpa? Wumpo? That big pal from Pal World. The snow guy. Is it Wumbo? God damn it, that's gonna bother me.
You got it set to W for Pal World. Wall alarm is finally clean.
Oh, hey,
they should do an Adventure Time crossover. I'm just imagining, like, cleaning up, like, I don't know,
the treehouse?
Princess Bubblegum's lab or something.
Or Princess
the treehouse, Princess Bubblegum's lab, Marcelin's house.
Prismo's place.
Excuse me. Oh, that would be weird, but it might work. I feel like you'd have to get pretty creative with Prismo's place because, you know, it's a cube.
Yeah.
The easiest level to make.
Yeah. Prismo's like the best
Super
character.
Acquaintances chair. I'm the best character.
Fucking love Prismo.
I do like that. In retrospect, there is something very relatable about how Peridot in Steven Universe learns the science of, like, social cues from media by just, like, watching a whole lot of TV and then just, like, making notes.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's how neuroplasticity works. Like, you gotta work. Sometimes if you don't automatically notice something, you can still get it down to a science, and at some point it just, like, clicks, or you're like, oh, okay, it's because I'm not, like, analyzing this. And those things are sometimes, like, what's the word? Sometimes social cues, like, to a person are intuitive, but to whether you're neurotypical or not, a lot of it is like learned behavior. So you can always stand to know a little bit more.
Yeah.
I've got most of these chairs, but I think no one chair is actually clean yet, and it's really messing with me because I'm like, what did I mean?
I'm
Whoa!
trying to clean up this
You didn't hit
area.
the Orb of Confusion again, did you?
I don't know, man. I don't think so.
The Hall of Super Acquaintances.
I'm trying to fucking clean the side of the big screen, but like the ladder is in the way of where I need to spray, but I can't reach where I need to spray without the
Let me
ladder,
see.
so it's like, how do I clean this area?
Let me see here. Oh, like down. Wait, in that. Oh, in that like crack. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't fucking. Yeah, you try it.
Let me just scoot on the side here.
Yeah.
Oh, and the pipe in the back. There we go. Ooh, nice. Nice. And then let me
Well,
see if
I
I can
thought I
just
cleaned that.
scoot.
Why is there still dirt here? Get off of the fucking ladder.
That's this whole game in a nutshell. It's just how is this not clean?
This whole game is just, why is there still dirt here? It should be gone.
It should be like Splatoon where there's like a soap bomb that you can toss or something.
That would be cool. It is. It has been an hour and 5 minutes. We should call it here.
Oh wow. Alright, well, we've cleaned 99% of the lab.
Oh
fun.
wait, yeah, we can.
Blue
Hold on.
Jack.
Do you want to finish it? How much do we have left?
There's just a little bit here. If you can sort by status here. Oh, I didn't clean the sailor cap? Which one? Oh, the sailor cap's up there. Oh, the inside of the... Really? The inside of the hat?
At this point, it's just like a bunch of things that are at 98 or 99%. Or 97.
Woo!
Okay, what are you? Chemistry lab chair? Where the fuck is the chemistry lab chair at? What
the chemistry lab. Over here.
chair?
I'll jump around. Blue Jack!
Wow.
I believe this is your driver's license. I found it in your wallet.
Is this your wallet? This is your ID, correct? And it has your name on it, so this would be your wallet, correct?
Me getting into arguments on Discord.
Uh,
Although not like fandom or politics or something. It'll be something really dumb where I'm like, "Hey, are you busy?" And they're like, "Nah." And then I'll be talking with them and it'll be like 12 minutes between messages and I'm like, "Well, you seem a little delayed. Are you like doing something else?" And like, "Oh yeah, I'm just texting between like, rounds of Fortnite or something." And I'm like, I would consider that busy. They're like, I'm not busy. I'm like, there's something that takes your full attention for several minutes. That would be inconvenient to interrupt. I just I just send the gif of just like, this is your wallet.
right. Okay, but what if you're like dead and waiting to respawn or something, and that's when you message people?
Well, that's the thing is that like I keep getting messages from people who like that's their like timing. For some reason, that's their idea of like an adequate amount of time. They're like, oh, I've got enough. There's a red light in the intersection. Better go text my friend. And I'm like, no, don't. Then it's not gonna be. I would like to talk to someone when I have like at least like a majority of their attention. Because if they're distracted, then it's not like I'm having the full conversation but slower. It's more like I'm just like scratching the surface and not like having a good conversation.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but if I'm communicating on like through Messenger, through text, then I don't want to be doing it every second consecutively. Like, messaging people through text isn't a thing where you sit down to have a whole conversation for. That's a thing that you like message when you have the time. If I'm like on the phone with you, or like in a Discord call with you, then I agree that like I should be able to chat with you without being too distracted by shit, unless we're playing different video games. But like, I'm not going to sit on my phone and stare at the screen waiting for someone to respond to what I've said. I'm gonna go play Persona 5 Royal, and if I don't look at your text till like an hour later, then fucking I'm busy, and I'm not going to like stare at my phone until you message me back. I'm gonna do other stuff.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But that's also why, like, we don't, well, usually when we talk, it'll be over the phone because, like, if you're texting, then you'll
Yeah.
be preoccupied.
Yeah. I actually
But,
get
that's the weird thing
annoyed.
is that, like, wait,
What?
are these? I think these chairs are clean.
What's the weird thing?
What the thing that really annoys me is that there's sometimes it feels like there's no definition of busy that would apply, where it's like the Fairly Odd Parents gag where it's like, I don't know what happened, I was just doing my my hair, nail, and taxes while driving.
What the
And I'm like, you gotta, I don't know, if you're gonna multitask, is at least, like, on the same screen, like you're watching a video on YouTube and then, like, in one tab or something, because if it's something that has, like, a, what's the word, like, a variable amount of time, like, a round in Apex that could last anywhere, depending on how lucky, how good you are at Apex, like, that kind of gets in the way. And like, if I know someone really well, like you, Lou Jack, then, like, I get a sense of the timing or whatever, and it's not as big of a deal, but it always feels weird, especially if, like, someone contacts me, because it's just like, it's very, for lack of a better term, it's just like an unsane decision, you know what I mean? Like, messaging someone and be like, okay, I'm gonna message them, hey, what's up, how are you doing, I want to know about you, oh wait, I have to go watch the Lord of the Rings, that's like 6 hours long. And I'm like, why would you make that decision? What would you think would happen? What's the ideal circumstance? Like, do I say, like, just hi really short? Do I, like, send you a whole book, that way when you get back you'll like have something to look forward to? Like, what am I missing in the social contract here, where it's where this is somehow a normal decision or an acceptable, like, behavior?
Yeah, I get that. What I don't get is where the fuck this alarm is at. I clicked on the computer alarm
Oh wait,
and I don't know
no,
where
I
it's at.
cleaned the alarm. Is it a different alarm?
Well, then why does it say it's only 99% clean?
I went with the dirtiest one first, and it says here that's the Captain Magma. There we go. Costume. Display glass. Give this a once over real quick, because apparently... Hey, wait a minute. If the outfit gives you invisibility, then how can I see it?
It only activates when you're wearing it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to find it to put it on. Which they didn't apply that logic to... Which they forgot about that fact when making the boatmobile, which is why it's, like, invisible when you're not using it. Like, it's supposed to be visible.
Oh yeah, the boatmobile was... the invisible boatmobile is such a funny level. Like,
it's just lore. Really, I just made that up. I just made all that up, by the way. Like,
the invisible boatmobile, yes, but the invisible boatmobile, for those who are, like, joining us on this episode, like, there's an invisible boatmobile level. You clean the invisible boatmobile, and you only know that the boatmobile is there because it's dirty.
Because it's dirty, and then you clean it up, and then it's gone, and you don't.
It's the kind of, like, joke that only works because it's this game. Like, that would be really hard to pull off. Like, normally you just don't have an actual boat, you just animate the character or whatever. But the fact that it has a full model, what's missing here?
But yeah, we should call it. We should call it here, because finishing the rest of these is taking longer than I thought it would.
Yeah. Also, I just cleaned these at the bottom. They're called the balls of steel.
By what? Where? Hold on. Where? Let me see.
Look at these ocean mine-looking truck nuts.
Look at these steel balls. Just like me, for real. Damn.
I've got balls of feel.
Man, I used to carry 2 tennis balls in my pocket in high school and, like, a little after high school, and my joke was always that I was so manly that I had balls to spare.
Putting that in the Naruto anime.
Yes.
That's the kind of joke that they would tell.
Yes, it is. Reasons why.
Lou Jack.
Reasons why I attached myself to Naruto.
Jack, you wanted me to watch. Yeah, Lou Jack, you wanted me to watch the show. I wanted you to watch.
Yeah, we gotta watch shows. What was it that I wanted? I wanted you to watch I wanted you to finish Primal and to watch Symbionic Titan.
All right, I shall finish Primal then.
Because you were watching,
Oh, thank
we
you so
watched
much
Primal,
for-
but you never finished. But yes,
Thank you so much for joining us. I've been Taylor,
I've been Ludwig.
and I'm reminding you to take care.
Stay awesome.
Drink more water.
And watch Primal. And don't fucking get a job working with autistic kids if you hate autistic kids. That's not our problem.
Don't make it so. Don't make it like their problem.
It's not my problem that you have no patience or maturity. You find another job. Anyway, bye.